Everyone show me thumbs up. Excellent. Okay. So the first poem is a poem about a little girl who makes excuses when her mama and papa ask her to go to school. Do any of you make excuses when your mama papa ask you to go to school? Does somebody wake up and say, I don't feel like attending Zoom class today? I know that sometimes I don't feel like going to the office. So sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to. Yeah, I know there are days when everyone feels a little lazy and everyone feels like I don't want to go to school, right? So this is a poem by a really famous poet called Shel Silverstein, and Shel Silverstein wrote a poem called Sick. Okay, so I'm going to read this poem for you. Okay, everyone pay attention. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I am going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. Oh, and there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pain each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is big. What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. Right? So this poor girl, she thought it was a school day and she made such a big list of excuses. That was a list poem. She listed out every excuse that she could come up with. My leg is broken, my eye is gone, I have the mumps and the measles, I have the instamatic flu. I don't even know what that means, right? But she came up with all these excuses. And then it turned out it was Saturday, it wasn't a school day, so she said, okay, bye, I'm going out to play in my condition, right? Okay, so that was the first one. And now I'm going to read a poem which Avan really likes. It's a poem by another one of my favorite poets called Ogden Nash. As you grow older, you will read a lot of Ogden Nash poems because Ogden Nash poems are there in school syllabus across the world, right? So you would read a lot of his poems. There are poems of his about going to the dentist, and there are poems of his which are about what fathers think about their kids, right? But this one is about the adventures of a girl called Isabel. Adventures of Isabel, okay? And you would all like it because I know all of you like fairy tales and you make up fairy tales, right? So this is about Isabel meeting different types of monsters and creatures. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry, the bear was ravenous. The bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do Isabel now? I'll eat you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands and she straightened her hair up. Then Isabel quietly ate the bear up. Once in a night as black as pitch, Isabel met a wicked old witch. The witch's face was cross and wrinkled. The witch's gums with teeth were sprinkled. How, Isabel, the old witch crowed. I'll turn you into an angry toad. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She showed no rage and she showed no rancor, but she turned the witch into milk and drank her. Isabel met a hideous giant. Isabel continued self-reliant. The giant was hairy, the giant was horrid. He had one eye in the middle of his forehead. "Good morning, Isabel," the giant said. "I'll grind your bones to make my bread." Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She nibbled the zwieback that she always fed off, and when it was gone, she cut the giant's head off. Isabel met a troublesome doctor. He punched and poked till he really shocked her. The doctor's talk was of coughs and chills, and the doctor's satchel bulged with pills. The doctor said unto Isabel, "Swallow this, it will make you well." Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She took those pills from the pill concoctor, and Isabel calmly cured the doctor. Right? So Isabel is this adventurer who wins against everyone. What did she do to the bear? She ate the bear. What did she do to the witch? She turned the witch into milk and drank her. What did she do to the big giant? Chopped his head off. And what did she do to the doctor who was trying to cure her? She cured the doctor, right? So Isabel is this great adventurer. She's so cool. You know, she never lost her cool. What was the line that kept repeating? Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry, right? So she was very calm. She was very composed. Like all of you meet all these monsters and all these giants and all these problems, but none of you are ever faced by it, right? Because all of you are very, very brave, right? Cool. I enjoyed reading those two poems for all of you. I hope you had fun. Now, the first poem that I'm going to read is by a very famous writer and a very famous poet called Roald Dahl, right? And the poem is called A Dentist and the Crocodile. The Dentist and the Crocodile, right? So, this is a poem about a dentist and a crocodile. What is a crocodile doing at a dentist? Let's find out. The crocodile with cunning smile sat in the dentist's chair. He said, "Right here and everywhere, my teeth require repair." The dentist's face was turning white. He quivered, quaked, and shook. He muttered, "I suppose I'm going to have to take a look." "I want you," Crocodile declared, "to do the back ones first. The molars at the very back are easily the worst." He opened wide his massive jaws. It was a fearsome sight. At least 300 pointed teeth, all sharp and shining white. The dentist kept himself well clear. He stood 2 yards away. He chose the longest probe he had to search out the decay. "I said to the back ones first," the crocodile called out. "You're much too far away, dear sir, to see what you're about. To do the back ones properly, you've got to put your head deep down inside my great big mouth," the grinning crocky said. The poor old dentist wrung his hands. Weeping in despair, he cried, "No, no, I see them all extremely well from here." Just then, in burst a lady, in her hands a golden chain. She cried, "Oh, Croc, you naughty boy, you're playing tricks again." "Watch out," the dentist shrieked and started climbing up the wall. "He's after me, he's after you, he's going to eat us all." "Don't be a twit," the lady said, and flashed a gorgeous smile. "He's harmless. He's my little pet, my lovely crocodile." Right? So what did everyone think of that? Did you all know that crocodiles have 300 teeth? Big and sharp 300 teeth. And this crocodile wanted the dentist to clean the teeth at the back. So how would the dentist do it? The crocodile was going to open his mouth wide, and the dentist was going to go in and clean the teeth. Right? Has any one of you been to the dentist? Okay, now this next poem will be very exciting. It's called The Boy Who Didn't Like Ice Cream. Do all of you like ice cream? Show me thumbs up.
Who doesn't like ice cream?
Exactly. This is a poem. Zian, I agree with you. Who doesn't like ice cream? This is a poem about a boy who didn't like ice cream. Okay, so now this is a poem by a very...
I love ice cream. Oh my, it's the most
I love ice cream also. I can eat 30, 40 ice creams in one. Yeah. So let's find out who this boy is, right? So this is a poem by Rebecca Six, The Boy Who Didn't Like Ice Cream. A boy who didn't like ice cream? That almost seems like a crime. This is the story of Logan and about trying foods more than one time. Logan did not enjoy ice cream. He thought it was too cold. Too cold on his tongue, too cold on his teeth, too cold right down to his toes. No one could believe it. Just try one bite, they'd say. He'd shake his head. No, thank you, he'd say. Maybe some other day. At parties, the zoo, at the beach, ice cream was everywhere. But as everyone enjoyed the nice cold treat, Logan preferred gummy bears. One time Logan did try ice cream. Took a big bite. His eyes squeezed. As the ice cream melted in his mouth, he got a huge brain freeze. Never again, Logan said. Eating ice cream is not fun. I cannot freeze my brain again. I've only got this one. No one was as upset as one man, that is for sure. It was Logan's Pop-Pop. Pop-Pop is grandfather. It was Logan's Pop-Pop, the great ice cream connoisseur. Please, Logan, Pop begged. Please try it one more time. Just try a small bite, Pop said. Your brain will be just fine. Logan gulped. His eyes squinted tight. Pop-Pop was never wrong. Maybe just one more try won't really hurt. He decided to be strong. Little bites are the trick, Pop-Pop winked and said. That way the cold goes to your tummy instead of to your head. So Logan scooped a tiny bite of homemade vanilla cream. He squeezed his eyes, stuck out his tongue, and then let out a scream. I like it! Logan yelled, and Pop-Pop laughed. I knew you would, my boy. They laughed and both enjoyed tummies full of ice cream joy. So what did you learn from Logan? Remember this little rhyme. Trying new things doesn't hurt, and try them more than one time.
Yes,